So to start off today on the right foot, let's do a little recap of what I've been doing here to improve our farm, and there's still a lot more improvements to be made. Now, first things first, all the drops are now actually being collected and put into here, our little storage drawer area. I also upgraded the speed of which these things are actually moving, and I also see for the spiders, well, for the spiders, I had a fan which is pulling the spiders down. So whenever one falls down into the hole, it just stays there until it gets killed, which is pretty good. And well, the other ones just had a speed increase, which comes from the lower area. I'll show you that in a second. We have some item storage. We have this drawer right here. In case this drain gets, or this disenchanter gets full, the item nuggets will then be stored into here. And then we also have a lava area here to basically destroy any armor pieces that come through, because I don't really want to have to sort those things, so they just get put into lava. And then the skeletons do the same thing, though the skeletons do kill themselves, like they fight each other, so some random drops will just sit in here, and then I could just, well, toss them into the belt if I really want to, and then there they go. And I'm starting to build up the area a little bit more, as you guys can see, and we have a lot of things going on here. Now, first of all the experience is being put into this liquid tank or fluid tank, and then at the moment I'm using a hand crank to drain down the liquid experience into these enchanters, and you can see I got a bunch of enchantments going on. I got looting 3, sweeping edge, sharpness, unbreaking, mending, efficiency 5, silk touch, and feather falling. Now, the silk touch one will probably be replaced later down the line, but ideally what I want to do is whenever I need some items, I can just toss them into here. They'll get enchanted with whatever they can. For example, I did a quite big AFK session, which meant I had to stock this with some swords just in case, well, that's one break, and you can see I already consumed 5 swords, which means we have 5 swords right here, which we can actually go ahead and enchant. And how do I enchant them? Well, I just toss them into here, and then it will enchant that one. It will go to the next one and go to the next one, and it will take all of the enchantments that it can take. It will take those. Yep, and now it's gonna take, it took looting, and it's gonna take sweeping edge, then it'll take sharpness, then it'll take unbreaking, then it'll take mending, and then it'll skip all of these 3. And then if I just wait down here, the item will come to me. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna toss another one. Whenever this one finishes, I'm gonna toss another one and the other ones.
So let's get back on track and get back into our village, and you can see a new building has popped up. This will be our train area. Yes, I dug quite a little bit and I expanded the platform over here and built this, and I'm starting to now work on the entrances, like this area and that area as well. And we have a train. Yes, I started this over on the live stream, by the way, on the channel, and this bad boy is meant to be a track placer slash path maker and stuff like that. Yeah, is mainly meant to make us a path and take us, well, wherever we want to go. That's pretty much it. Mainly, I want to get a train back over into the mob farm so we can transfer loot back and forth, and we have this area right here. Now, the main idea for this area is the train, as soon as it comes into the station, will go all the way and it will stop around here on this area, and from here it will unload items into this area where we're going to be making like some storage and all those things into here. I want to make a crane that's doing things but not really. It's meant to be fully automated, fully doing something, moving some blocks just to give some life here, but not actually like doing anything crazy like over here with some create machines. And the trains will unload the items into here, and then it goes all around the area and then comes back in and then goes back out. It's as simple as that. This will mean that we need kind of a buffer of trains, so probably up there we're gonna have to make a separation where trains, if a train is in this area, well, another train can't come in basically, or they will just crash into each other. But now, since we have this area pretty much built, we just need to add things into this station. We can now move on into making our little train. So we made now our first train, and here it is. It's meant to be just a drill. It's a very basic train. We'll get on working on the design a little bit later, but it's like I was imagining like a wagon that would just mine stuff. Basically, that's what I was going for. I put some drills into here just in case we kind of need to smash through some things, but now we gotta give it, well, somewhere to go. And this is where our little factory comes into place, where we should have a decent amount of rails. Yep, to over 2k rails. So let's get on to placing them. Now I made a pretty hefty track, you know, goes a kind of a long way forward. But I want to use, of course, some things, you know, and check out how this would properly work. Now, if we break, for example, that, so if we go and disassemble train and we break these guys right here, this guy, the mechanical roller, has some options here. Yes, and as you can see, we can set a paving material and we can put it on a roller mode, straight fill below, sloped fill below, or replace tracks. Now I want to clear blocks and pave, and then we can do the other one afterwards. Yeah, but I guess we should fill straight below first. So let's fill. Oh, it does it on all of them. Yes, and we're gonna be filling below with stone, and they all get filled up with stone. So now we just place these guys back onto here, and I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna add 2 chests. One chest is gonna be for stone, which means this guy will have some stone in its inventory. So as soon as we assemble the train, which is gonna be the mining wagon, yep, the mining wagon, we can just go into here, and we're now controlling the mining wagon, and we're departing from the station. And hopefully, yes, as you can see, the roller is now building on stone all beneath us, and that's what I want, because we're gonna have like some pretty massive bridges every now and then. So the main goal is for, oh, there you go, we ran out of stone. It's for us to be able to check up on that. Now I want to see if it has issues. It's going quite fast. We have a tree. I can dig through the tree with the drills. Okay, that's kind of good to know. And we reached the end of the track. So now I'm gonna have the painful job of making the way back there and trying to see what the guy wasn't able to do. You can see the drills were able to dig through some of the trees, which is, well, exactly what I want them to do. But the roller, since it's placing blocks downwards, didn't really do anything in certain areas. So we're gonna have to go back and forth a couple of times, which is all right, I guess. Well, guys, the train track is now finished. Well, sort of. There are still a few things that need to be done. Well, mainly, I decided to switch the rollers to do not just straight down, to just do the path first, so that we could actually go back and forth. And then what I'm gonna do, now that I have a clear path, I'm just gonna remove the drills. I'm gonna leave the rollers, and then I just need to feed this enormous amount of stone. And then, as you can see, it goes all the way perfectly smooth through mountains, trees, jungles. Every now and then it's still clearing some things, which is kind of all right. It's like basically why I keep running back and forth with it. So I make sure that all the corners that it could drill are drilled. And we're now approaching the mob farm mountain. As you can see, it probably will clear some blocks here and there. Yes. Now, well, oh my god, this is a cow farm as well. Oh, and yeah, there's still some trees that I need to clear up here in the middle. But I actually landed on quite a cool spot. You know, I wasn't intended on coming up here, but when I noticed, well, I kind of came off in a very good area. Like, the mob farm is there, which means I could just belt out the items into this area right here and then load it into the train, and the train goes back around and down it goes.
So I've made a crane, yes, and this crane is functional, as you can see. It will connect to the top of that, well, train wagon, I guess, and it will pull out all of the items into that belt, and then from the belt it comes down through here, and then into this one, and then I want to sort out like stone, dirt, and gravel in these item vaults right here, and then most of the other items will come into these drawers at the end, but I will want to separate the ores so I can deal with them and cook them and then store them like somewhere over here, like on this general area, you know. I want to deal with them separately from all of these things. So as you can see, the train already had like a bunch of items, and all of these will be sorted into the drawers at the moment, because these guys are not fully set up, and as you can see, they'll all start coming into here. Then I'll remove like the dirt and the cobblestone out of here, and like these brick stairs, which they don't really do anything. This stone will go back into the train because the train does need this stone, and this is one of the things that I don't really know how I can set up. Maybe I can put up a filter here to not extract stone. That's probably the best way to do this, because the train does need this stone to be there. So I guess I'll grab a filter and put it on there. Well, there goes the train. I got myself a chicken, and I just gave it a schedule, and it's not going. Our little chicken, which is so low, it's like half a heart of HP. It's almost dead. Oh my god! I hope she doesn't die anywhere. That would be way too chaotic for that chicken. But well, I still need to somehow get a chunk loader onto that bad boy. It's still replacing some of this with stone, because I made it to use stone because I got loads of stone. I removed the drills, as I said, and now, well, it's on its way to... Oh, there it goes. Now it's gonna go full steam ahead because this area is all stone, and it has a lot of places to go. It's gonna go back and forth between here and the mob farm, and I'm gonna keep constantly feeding it with stone, so it makes all of this path stoneable, like underneath the tracks like this, because at the moment, well, it isn't. It isn't. And here it comes, and it should stop, and it should start unloading dirt and all those good things, right? Yep, there it goes. Dirt, because he replaced a bunch of dirt and he dig up some stuff. And well, there he goes again. We still need to find a way to give him some stone, so he actually has a way of like paving the way and stuff like that. And I already hooked up all those guys there, as you can see, with gravel, cobble, and dirt, and then the rest will just go into those drawers. At the moment it has some just random items, basically, because I want to replace that guy with, or not replace, but upgrade him again with the drills and just use him as a mining thing. But that requires a bigger setup at the moment, because we don't really have a main source of power at the moment. We'll basically just be using these guys everywhere, like these water wheels all over the place, which they're not bad, don't get me wrong, they're pretty powerful in their own right. But I do want to move into steam production. That's why I've already made a bunch of fluid tanks, and I probably need to go and grab some more blazes, because I kind of used all of those in the enchantment setup back at the mob farm. So yeah, I kind of need a lot more blazes, so let's get my hands on like, what, 32 blazes? So we can now take a look at this beautiful display board. Now this is going to help me, well, kind of keep track of all these things. And basically all we need to do to track the item vault is you just put a threshold switch looking into it, and then on the display you put a display link, which is going to be linked to a display board right there. And then all we need to do is tell, well, a label, and I called it gravel, and I'll put it on a percentage, and then I just put it on line 3, and then boom, gravel line 3, and it has the percentage. We can even dye these like several different colors if you want to. I'm gonna try and make this a little bit more beautiful. Not like this, it's a little bit better overall. And we can do this or the same thing for tracks. Yes, because we can have a sign here on these tracks which tells us the trains that are coming in, the trains that are coming out, and that's one of the things that I really want to do. And all we need to do is, for example, just take a look at the display link. I think it's better if we just even right click one. For example, if we put it down, it tells you which are the blocks that it can read from, and it can read from a train station. So all we really need to do is replace a train station. For example, we can even try this real quick. There we go. I just added this link and I even got the achievement of dynamic timetables, and you can see it still has 4 minutes from the mining wagon to come back from the mob farm. So you can see that this is a really cool way of keeping track of your trains. Yeah, there you go. It just updated to 3 minutes. That's really good. It really allows us to have a better idea of what the train is doing or where it might be in the track. I really don't know like how long it takes from here to the mob farms. I guess it should be around like 5 minutes, so it's kind of halfway through. And yeah, this is a really cool way of keeping track of all your trains. Well, while getting ready to move on to steam power, I noticed that my, well, iron reserves are kind of low. And when I mean kind of low, like this is some of my last iron nuggets. I've been using quite a lot of iron for all of these machineries and drills and all those things. So well, it is to be expected. That I would eventually run out of iron, even though I mined quite a little bit of it. But yeah, as you can see, this is like all I have is 3 stacks and a bit. I got a lot more copper than anything else, so I'm kind of good on copper, but on iron, yeah, not that good, which means I kind of need to improve my iron farm first before I go ahead and do anything else. And how can I improve this? Well, there's a couple of ways that I can really improve it. Well, for starters, making a lot more drills just to get more cobblestone flowing into the factory. But I got a cool idea of something I want to do. I just probably have to rip all of this apart and dig this area down a little bit, and then we can get keep this bad boy going like a lot faster. So I hooked this bad boy up, and at the moment it's only doing gravel. It still needs the washing part, and this is probably the last use for these water wheels that I'm gonna have, and they still do a lot of power, so I'm pretty happy with how they work. And basically I have 8 drills just constantly making some cobblestone. Then the cobblestone gets put into this drawer as a buffer so it doesn't clog up this entire area, and it does pick up every single thing, and then it gets put into these crushing wheels, and the crushing wheels gives us the gravel. Now the gravel here I may need to like separate into multiple washing setups, just because I don't think one fan is enough to do this. I guess I can try it first, like at first, just so I can make sure of it, that one is definitely not fast enough to compete with the speed that I'm making gravel. But at the moment, this is enough to keep us safe in terms of cobblestone, and this produces a lot of gravel. As you can see, it only just started and we already have 236, which basically means that if you want to wash it here, you can just, for example, put a stone here, then we have
like a drawer or something here that was separated into different belts, and then we just put a funnel here so it would drop out the gravel. Then we need a fan that would only accept the flint and the iron nuggets. And yeah, well, apparently only two fans is really enough. So I just like did this one and this one is pretty much enough. As you can see right now, it's completely run out of gravel, which is ideal, I would say. Drawer right here like stacks up some cobblestone, then puts into here like 23 now. This means only 23 gravel will be here next, which is all right, you know, it's a good number. It means this is fastly giving us a lot of iron. I do also want to add up automatic thing that would turn these iron nuggets into iron ingots, and I believe the easiest way for me to do this would be just to replace this with a compacting drawer. Yep, exactly. This is even easier for us to now really understand how many blocks of iron or iron ingots we have. This is pretty good, and the system cannot be like properly sped up more because of how the drills work. If I speed it up more, it will desync and will make it a little bit harder. Like for example, if I put it up to 74, maybe that can still work. Yeah, you can see that as soon as the cobble breaks, there's another cobble spawning, and it needs to have a little bit of a delay, or else, as you can see, cobble will fly everywhere. Yeah, so I can't really put it more than 64, unfortunately. Maybe 67. No, 64 seems to be like the maximum, just because of how lava like triggers, I guess. If it was going way too fast. I know I can try and like clog this area up. For example, I can do this to try and minimize those damages there. Like just try and make a blocky thing that would absorb the items, or make sure that the items do not fly to Narnia, basically. But that still won't fix the issue. I'm pretty sure that blocks will still find their way of just randomly flying whenever I don't want them to go, which is a shame. It is a shame, you know. I would love for the blocks to just do what I want them to do, but that ain't gonna happen, and I know that it ain't gonna happen. Like, there's no reason for this system to work at crazy speeds without just breaking. So this means that we now have, well, a very fast way of producing iron, but I'm still not happy with how much this is producing. I kind of want a lot more, and of course I also want a building around this. But what I'm thinking right now is that I made 10 of these water wheels, and at the moment they're only using like 67%, and I can't go higher than this, or else cobblestone just be flying everywhere, and I really have no way to deal with that. So at the moment they're good, they're fine. I'll let them be like this because they're actually like doing what they should be doing. But of course I want more, you know, and if I want more, that means I can get more. How can I get more? Well, I'll make a second floor with another one of these, and probably a third floor with another one of these, you know, or just increase the overall production of cobble, because it does seem that the cobble is the struggling factor like right now. So I could just make some more like these drills, for example. I could even put some more drills over on this side, and they'll be feeding up into this belt. That could be a possibility, and that could also be a possibility if I do it on that side and remove those. But to remove those, I need to move into steam power. To move to steam power, I need lava, and I need a lot of automations, so I'll probably need another factory. But for now, this little guy will work like this. Later down the line, we will improve it so it gives us a lot more of these. And I'm also wondering if this guy does actually stack normally in a compacting drawer, because flint does also have a compacting recipe, Well, not this one, this one. Yes, the block of flint. So this could be a good way of getting like some easy blocks of flint. Maybe, possibly, who knows? But you know what, guys, that train station kind of took a lot of my time, and the railway as well. And yeah, so this episode will probably be delayed by a couple of days, but it's all right. It's all right. You know, it matters is that I'm making things going, and I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as well, and please, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.